Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Baseless Speculation. I'm your wonderful and smart, handsome, if you will, and definitely well-rested host, Joel Zammett, and I'm joined with my beautiful co-host, Jackson Bailey. You want to say hi to the audience?
Yeah, hello.
Thank you very much. And unfortunately, our wonderful host, our co-host, Joel Dusher is away, and so joining me is a beautiful guest, Adam Carnival. Do you want to say hi, Adam?
Hello, hi. It's nice to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
The tone of this BS is crazy, dude. You're not here normally. It's not like this.
What's it normally like? Give me the introduction. I would normally begin.
Mostly yelling. Shut up! I wasn't listening. Let me talk.
Yeah, that's sort of the normal vibe.
Is it good for Is it good for media when everyone's talking over each other?
I hope so.
Yeah.
For our sake.
Like, I mean,
for our careers, dude.
Yes.
I goddamn hope so.
So, boys, with the success of the Fallout TV series and with Fallout Season 2, hot on the heels of this very
This
episode.
December, as of time of recording.
What do we
What
think?
meaningless Papa just said. This December.
Yeah, this December.
Could be any month other than December. Could still be December.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So on the heels of Season 2, Fallout coming out this December, what would your ideal Elder Scrolls movie or TV series look like?
So, I think people have been kind of wondering if this is going to happen, because they have adapted the Fallout TV.
People are loving fantasy TV shows right now. People are frothing them.
For people being like, what's the connection? One is a fantasy game and one is a post-apocalyptic. What is going on?
Adam Punk.
So Bethesda make both.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the connection.
They are sort of sisters, not twins, in the video game world. You sort of. Yeah, in fact, I think
what does that mean? Sisters, not twins.
I hear it often in the context of how your breasts and balls should look.
What?
No, I immediately get that. Because your balls and your breast. Well, actually, one ball is always sitting slightly higher than the other one. So.
Well, because so sometimes, if people feel uncomfortable about the state of their tits and they say, "Oh, I wish my tits were better," and you go, "Hey," and you're like, "One of my tits is askew or whatever. I'm horrible," and people say, "No. This is a PSA from me to you. Your breasts should be sisters, not twins, and your balls should be sisters, not twins.
Your eyes, though, should be twins.
But no, I think everybody has an eye a little bit lower than the other.
I guess if you're not, yeah.
Nothing on you needs to be twins.
Isn't there like some theory about being attractive people? Yeah, symmetry. Like people we.
So we're more attracted to twins, not sisters.
Symmetrical faces.
Twins, Basil.
Twins, Basil.
I don't know why I did that like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit.
Because I do it. I do that. You're stealing from me. I love doing that. Twins, Basil. Can we do it in unison?
Yeah, okay.
3, 2.
Twins, Basil. Yeah, that was really good.
Perfect. Real good stuff.
I don't see Wallace from Wallace and Gromit as a sexual being, really. I don't think.
No, I agree.
Wait, is it
I feel he's very asexual.
Yeah,
I was going to ask, asexual or Ken doll-esque?
No, asexual.
Asexual? Because I see Ken doll.
Really? You don't think he has a penis or balls?
He wants to have sex so bad.
But he was born with nothing down there, so he's just incapable. That's really sad.
I think if they gave him little claymation genitals, it would be a very different movie.
It's really easy to imagine claymation dick and balls on Wallace. I can picture that really easily. And I think if I worked
Cut or uncut?
In my mind, he's uncut. He's got a wormy.
I was also thinking uncut.
Hey, same.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Do you think if he worked at Aardman, I love the idea of, they're making a new Wallace and Gromit, and they're like, Jackson, one of our animators, what are you working on? And I'm like, I made a dick and balls for Wallace. and the guy doing the tour says, I'm really sorry, I brought you here.
Two things, Jackson, really quickly.
Yeah.
First off, what? Second off, you made them human-sized.
Yeah. Well, I need as a model for me to make the smaller ones.
We don't do them human-sized.
Well, no, I need to make
I
it.
figured, you could then scale it down.
Exactly. Well, this is my example.
Yeah.
This is my baseline, so I can get the folds and the wrinkles
On the
correct.
vein.
You're fired.
Well, I knew this was coming one day.
Pack up your claymation dick and balls and get the hell out of here.
And then just
Okay,
like a
cool. So I
smash
can-
cut to me
yeah.
on the bus, holding the big claymation dick and balls.
It's like, so I can keep this, right? This is my intellectual
I can take
property.
this home.
I was imagining a briefcase that was bulging on either side.
That's a big claymation.
That's a big claymation
balls.
dick and nuts, dude.
Well done. Any hoomst?
Yes.
Thank you for that clarification.
Hey,
I
you're
understand
welcome.
this
So
now.
yes, the Fallout TV show is very successful, and people have been sort of questioning if Bethesda's other, massive game series, Starfield. Little joke for the gamers out there. No, the Elder Scrolls, which is their fantasy series, which involves includes games like Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, ESO, the Elder Scrolls Online. If they're going to turn that into a TV show or a movie as well.
Yeah.
I was always more of an Elder Scrolls guy than a Fallout guy. I think in my heart. I know
I'm
you,
Fallout,
Adam. You're Johnny
yeah.
Fallout.
Although, if you look at my Steam, if you look at my Steam time, it's Skyrim. But I think that's only because I'd never, I played a bunch of Oblivion, but I'd mainlined Skyrim.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed with Fallout, I Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, I enjoy, I wouldn't say evenly, but,
Yeah, well, I think it's weird for me. I think I have almost the opposite, where I think of the Elder Scrolls games, I've actually only played Skyrim and a little bit of Morrowind back in the day, and I've played more Skyrim and Morrowind than I have all of the Fallout games or whatever combined. Do you think, Adam? You said before that the fantasy TV show is doing well right now. Was that sarcastic?
Now that you have revisited
in what
it,
way?
Yeah, because I could make an argument for either one.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've revisited it, I actually, not as you revisited it, as I said it, when I finished saying it, I realized that I'm probably
wrong.
Yes. I'm thinking of maybe about a decade ago where you were getting loads of them. Like, you remember stuff like the Legend of the Seeker, stuff like that, where people were like, wait a minute, fantasy can be low budget if you're clever about it.
What's that TV show? It's a fantasy TV show, possibly still Outlander.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, does Outlander have aliens in it?
I don't know. So my experience with Outlander is, of course, it being like, oh, people should, it's a very, very good show. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll download a bunch of it because I'm on an international flight from, say, Melbourne to London. So I'm going to take a bunch of it.
So you've seen the show?
Yeah, a bunch of it on my iPad to watch in the comfort of my plane seat. And it was an uncomfortable watch to the point where I'm like, I need to turn this
Too
off.
horny?
Yeah. Like,
That is
It's based on romance novels.
well, no, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, because again,
Horny
there's
content is
horny,
good.
Like again, something you don't really see a lot of.
Do they show hog?
A lot of I don't know. A lot of eating out.
I believe they do.
A lot of wonderful eating out, and I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
But I can't do this on a
No,
plane.
you can't be watching that in a flight, dude.
It's fine. Anyone who
I watched the Dracula film, the more recent one. What's his name?
Nosferatu?
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
With, and there's a lot of titty in that, and a good little fuck scene. And I watched that in the plane, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward. I don't want to watch this.
Antichrist on a flight with me once, dude. They
my
should not have done that. They split a penis in half in that show.
my firm opinion, and I will die on this hill, is that if someone else is looking at your screen, that's their problem.
No, I don't know. I think
On a flight, man.
on a flight.
I
Everyone
don't
gets
know.
their own screen for a reason.
on a flight where there is also children around. I don't
Yeah.
want to see someone
You put a
tongue
kid-
deep in some sort of medieval coups, and I'm like,
You put a kid on a plane, you're doing it at your own risk. That's my opinion.
So anyway, I did enjoy what I was watching.
Yeah.
I think it's got one of the guys from the British guy from, I want to say he's Pirates of the Caribbean, the stuck-up guy, who Miss Swan was maybe.
What's his name? Cutter? No. I know what you mean. Though.
Yes, the guy's name is Cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think him,
The character's
the
name,
actor, I think he's in it.
Oh, that's good. I've heard
anyway,
that
I've heard it's
people.
very wonderful.
It's quite beloved. It's very horny, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But also, I once accidentally, and I forget somehow, stumbled onto the wiki and learned That's right. It was after I'd read Beowulf,
Oh, yeah.
and I forget why. Maybe I was looking up Grendel from Beowulf, and they were like, yeah, there's a character in Outlander, and maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Well, let me know. Send us an email at bspboyspod@gmail.com and
Yell
say,
at us.
Jackson, you're an idiot. Well, but actually, send it in. Don't just send that. Send it in response to what I'm about to
forget
say.
to leave
Give
a
us reasons
5-star
why.
Give us 5 stars and
5
say, Jackson, you're an
stars,
idiot.
Jackson is an idiot. Yeah.
yeah.
You can say Jackson's an idiot if you give it 5 stars.
That's okay. That's the deal. But no, it was there's an alien in Outlander called the Grendel, which is like from a crashed UFO, which seems crazy. I know the show has time travel in it, but anyway,
Anywho.
it made me very
Could
animated.
you be thinking of the film? Because I think
No.
The film? There's an Outlander film?
apparently, yeah.
Oh, maybe then. I thought you meant the Beowulf film.
I'm pulling the computer guy and I'm Googling.
guy
You
in
are
the
taking
chair.
the Joel
I
Dusha
know.
spot,
I think
dude.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, but yes, Game of Thrones.
I was gonna say Game of Thrones is like the high. Everyone's like, oh my god, we can do fantasy and we can do it well.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. And then the last seasons came out, and everyone was like, yuck.
Yeah.
But then I think people kind of forgot about how bad maybe those seasons were because then House of
House of
Dragon
Dragons, that's
came out.
right.
House of the
And
Dragon. Yeah, you
similar issues. It's like
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
People
House
like
of the-
Lord of the Rings, right?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I feel like I've seen an equal amount of people
Really?
saying this has ruined Tolkien's legacy, and an equal amount of people saying this is great. But also, a lot of people are saying that because there's black hobbits in it.
I was about to say, yeah, I have heard, look, I have no knowledge of this whatsoever.
I have watched Rings of Power. I
Yeah.
think I have
Rings of Power,
watched
that's the
a
show.
couple of episodes, and this is going to sound strange, I guess, maybe because it was a very expensive TV show, one of the most expensive TV shows at the
I think
time.
so, I feel like
we
I
keep
think it
hearing
still
that.
is
Yeah.
the most expensive. It looked so fucking cheap.
Yeah, dude. That's
like,
Fantasy's hard.
yeah.
So like to use I think it's like hanging out that PSA that Tom Cruise does every now and again to be like, hey, change your settings on your TV because of that weird motion smoothing.
Yeah.
It felt like it was that, and I was like, is my TV
Weird.
bad again? Like, has the settings gone off? I need to go back and make sure that the motion smoothing is off. Like it was. So it felt like that. It felt that level of cheap.
The frame rate thing, you know how the
Oh,
Hobbit
that's right.
was filmed at
Oh,
60
60
frames a second.
frames
per
Like,
second.
some people were like, "Ooh, this makes me feel no good."
Yeah.
Did they do the same thing in Rings of Power?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
I'm
maybe,
not sure.
But
Yeah.
that'd be weird to do
Check
that
the
for a
tapes.
TV series.
Have there been
But
Don't
as I
worry
say,
about
with House of Dragon, like that again, when that aired, I remember someone posting a video of an apartment complex, and you could see everyone watching it just because of the
Yes,
colors
yes,
and everything
yeah,
going.
I remember that too.
And
That's
people,
crazy to me because House of the Dragon, I saw that one thing where it's look how popular House of the Dragon is, and then I have not seen
House of
anything.
So House of Dragon was really again season 1, great. Season 2, no.
Yeah.
And part of it is because, I think even George R. R. Martin was like, well, you fucked it.
Yeah, okay.
And there's some weird things that happen, and I understand when you're adapting some things, of course, things will change, and of course, whatever. But then there's this one scene that's really very, very I guess famous for in the book it's based off, where it's the murder of Blood and Cheese, who were the assassins, the murder of that's the
Blood and cheese.
blood and cheese grommet.
Blood and cheese.
Blood and cheese.
and
Ooh,
it's-
I'm going for a blood and cheese.
Blood
so-
grommet.
And so, God, now I'm going to forget all the names, so I apologize because they're all Rhaenyra and Rhaenyra.
Oh, yeah,
they're all-
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know the names of my head. But it's so Blood and Cheese, they're meant to be there to assassinate one of the, it's like a son for a son.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's one of the, whoever.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They go in there in the book. It's they go in there and it's there's the two kids are sleeping and the mother is there as well. And they're like, okay, cool. Choose which one survives.
Ah, yeah.
And it's okay. And they choose that one. And so they kill that one in front of the other one.
Ah,
And
yeah.
so it's even more of a guilty type, oh, this is a fucked decision and that is a terrible thing
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that kid is is young enough to has memories and so
Yeah,
it knows that it
wasn't
was going to
picked.
be
Yeah, okay.
holy shit. So but then they cut one of those kids, and so it's
that's crazy.
It's it's still admit they still do child murder, so it's still
Yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
but it is
It kind of removes it a pretty important element.
and it's sort of oh well you've removed that.
What?
And I
Joe's are so
guess
scared
Yeah.
But I think it was budget. I think it was, and I think in our
okay.
the wonderful man Zaslav, who is
yes.
the
I
head
imagined
of
he'd have
HBO
his
Warner, was
grubby
just,
fingers in this. Yeah.
kind of like, all right, cool,
Yummy.
let's cut the budget. And another thing as well, I think it was meant to be 10 episodes or whatever. Then they were like, yep, this is the plan, 10 episodes, sweet. This is going to be the season finale, cool. And we've been cut to 8. Sick. And so
Classic.
there was just some things where it like kind of ends on a bit of a wet fart of like, oh, okay, well.
And is that's
okay.
it? We're not getting another third
And
season?
we are getting a third season,
Okay.
and like the opening of like season 3 was kind of.
I thought House of the
meant
Dragon
to
had like
be.
4 seasons.
Well,
did I think
it's only got 2 currently, and the third is coming out, and like it's season 3 will open with what was I think intended to be.
Okay. So they're kind of
the
already
end,
starting to.
but at the same time, George R.R. Martin was just like, yeah, fuck this shit. Oh, what you once again you've ruined the thing I like made and created and like and love. Oh my god.
God, I hope he never finishes Winds of Winter.
Same dude.
I think it's so funny seeing people. I think maybe it was the author Gretchen Falcon Martin was tweeting about it, where she was like, "It's so he doesn't owe you that book.
Yeah.
He could decide I'm never making that book, and that would be so fine." And so many people were angry with her.
Nah, I agree.
I think that's awesome, dude. Whatever. He doesn't make that book.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's
Exactly.
not. He's done. You're not in charge of George R.R. Martin. Plus, he's like 70 or something. He's probably not getting that book. Who cares?
Even if he hadn't, like, if he wasn't older or like, whatever, he's like, whatever. He doesn't owe you that.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
like, hey, I wrote this series and I sort of took it to its like weirdly its natural conclusion because I can't finish this.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten myself with this like
I've tied myself in a million knots.
Yeah, it's the Miriam knot. I think that people will often describe where it's like, what do I do with Daenerys?
Yes.
And the people's like big whole like criticism of season 8 was that Daenerys kind of goes a little bit crazy for no reason.
Yeah.
And then just like sacks King's Landing and destroys everyone. But then if you look at like the novels and you're like,
That's kind of where it's set up.
if it does go that way, you can see how it happens because you can see that there's like the
I've heard
false
that
dragon.
with Bran the Broken. Bran the Broken. I've heard that with people being like, if you look at through the books, it makes a lot more sense because there's more context.
And with Bran as well, like he's basically being possessed by the three-eyed crow, and so there's this idea that maybe he was the one. And there was interesting theories, and maybe they'll come true if he does end up releasing, or maybe not. But it's like, he was the one that kind of was the reason why that the Mad King Jaehaerys went mad because he was going back in time and whispering in his ears, and that was the reason why all this kind of stuff happened. And like, interesting.
Have you heard the theory that George R.R. Martin doesn't write the books?
What is it? Someone else does it? Somebody
It's
ghostwrites
me.
it?
I'm making up the rumor right now.
Who writes them instead?
Me.
Adam
I've been writing them.
Oh
since-
my god, dude! Well,
Yep.
people, you got to write that next one.
Dude.
I'm gonna let
Where's Winds of
George has
Winter?
been
Yeah,
pissing
dude.
me off. I'm gonna let him stew in the wind for a little longer. Stew in the wind.
Stew
Gotta
in
let
the
him stew
wind.
in the wind.
Stew in the
I
wind.
want people to start emailing you. All of the hate that goes towards George R. R. Martin going to you. Adam Carnivale, where is Winds of Winter?
It's just nice people are talking about me.
Yeah, dude. That's fair enough.
But there's like the whole. I think it's like young Griff, who was meant to be the actual, the heir of the throne, is going to come in, and he's going to then go in and take over King's Landing in a very, I guess, nicer way. And so then people are like, oh, we love this, this Targaryen, hurrah! And then when Daenerys comes in with her like stuff, and she's like, well, that was meant to be mine. That was meant. You're a fake.
Time to burn everything to the ground with dragons.
Seeing how like the people rejoice that like a Targaryen is on the throne, but it's not her. And you can kind of see maybe how that could be happening in the book or leading to.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, what if we didn't have that?
What if there was no setup and all of a sudden it went bananas?
Yeah, real silly.
Yeah.
And don't worry about like, the zombies from up north. That's actually the secondary problem.
Yeah, man.
Terrible.
Every now and then, every now and then I see that scene on like YouTube or something like that. Someone will reference it. That scene of Tywin Lannister talking about the house of the Lannister house, while he's butchering deer or something like that. Yeah, every now and then I see that scene, and every single time I see it, I'm like, but the first 4, maybe I could go back and I could just stop at season 4. You know?
I know what you mean.
Oh, I know that. It's so just like
Those early seasons,
early
dude, they were
seasons.
fucking
That's
great.
such a good
Well,
scene.
it's like the same thing with fucking Westworld. First season of Westworld was baller, dude.
Yeah.
Every subsequent season was ass.
Yeah.
But
That last shot of season 1 where the man in black gets shot and he's got that like he gets shot and he's been shot and his reaction
So
is
happy.
he's smiling. Yeah, he's like ecstatic
so
and he's really been shot.
happy.
Yeah.
God, that
It's
rules.
cool how
Yeah,
people
man.
just fuck up their TV show real bad. I think that's awesome, dude. The funniest thing about speaking of Westworld and Game of Thrones is in I think the 3rd season of Westworld or the 2nd season of Westworld where they had what's her name? Dingus and Wise.
Yeah, D&D.
D&D, yeah. They had those guys in Westworld with one of the dragons from Game of Thrones talking about how they're going to sell the dragon for parts. And like clearly, because it came out around the same time as the finale for Game of Thrones, and clearly they had imagined that it would come across like a kind of fun, quirky wink.
Yeah.
But it's like, makes them seem like such pieces of shit where they've fucked up the ending of Game of Thrones and then they're like, anyway, what the fuck are we going to do next? I only care about money. It's so funny to me.
What's that? That Star Wars that we were going to do? Oh, we can't do. You've
What
taken
about
it away from
that
us.
TV show we were going to do where what if the Confederacy had won? I wish
Although
they'd
I
done
think-
that. That would have been awesome. It was based off a book, I think.
Yeah, I think they went on and did the 3 Body Problem on Netflix. A book that I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I got that book. I keep being like, I have it. I should read it, but I know you
made
hate
me
it.
so mad. It's like when someone describes a video game but has never played a video game in their life.
Yeah.
One of those.
What?
Like when they're describing a new video game, or they're describing like someone's experience of video game. Weirdly, you got this more in the 90s when someone go in the computer and they're talking about how a computer work, and they go into a video game or whatever, and they describe the video game, and you're like, you've never played a video game in your fucking life, and that's what this book felt like.
That's
Anyway,
I know that's
enjoy.
yeah. Well, I will read it at some point, I'm sure.
And look, okay, so to get on some 3 bodies fucking
Okay,
issues.
please.
Everyone stand back. Joel's on his thing
He's on a
again.
tirade. He's on a tear.
Anyway, so what's happening in 3 Bodies Problems? Like all these prominent scientists, they figure out something's happening. They figure out like whatever.
They figure
everything-
out
everything that they knew about the world was wrong.
Yeah.
Everything that they figured out was like, oh, this thing, and it's like fundamentally it's wrong, and so they decide to kill themselves.
Yeah, okay.
And so that's what's happening. These people, they're just killing themselves, and it's just like. This kind of goes also against the scientific theory of like the scientific inquiry of like, hang on, wow, something that I thought was true is not true, so I need to figure out why. And it's not that.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
What if I killed myself instead?
kill myself instead? And also, well, maybe they're also seeing numbers and anyway, it's
Yeah, it didn't do it for you. And like I've heard, because it's a translation, that it's got some issues there too. Plus, the last sci-fi book I read was so good that I'm scared to go to another sci-fi book and.
I should watch it actually, partly because of like the whole like real life crime that happened.
Oh yeah,
Where someone, I think it involves poison.
Yeah.
A disgruntled worker poisoned like the CEO of whoever was in charge of getting this. It's a lot going on. A lot going on.
Well, with an
Anyways.
Elder Scrolls TV show,
Yes.
so I think that thinking of Elder Scrolls as purely fantasy is a mistake. Because I think the interesting thing about the Elder Scrolls as a franchise and as a setting is that it's extremely fucking weird. And to remove that weirdness...
That is not where I thought that was going.
It's... Where did you think it was going?
Well, I thought there's that classic line of like fantasy and sci-fi have the same thing where it's actually never about the fantasy or the sci-fi. It's about a greater question.
Okay.
All fantasy and all sci-fi is not about magic or it's not about the technology. It's about like what are we learning about ourselves? Like Black Mirror, basically. And
What
Black
if
Mirror,
phone
all
have
sci-
knife?
What
I
if my
understand.
grandma is my computer?
Yes,
all
yes,
sci-fi and all fantasy are basically answering or asking and then trying to answer some greater question about the human condition.
Yeah.
And sci-fi tends to ask questions about our future and what our place is in future. And fantasy tends to ask questions about human emotion.
Yeah, okay. I've not really ever heard
No,
of
I
that.
thought there was
I've heard the concept of like sci-fi being like, well, what, it's speculative. What's the future going to look like? But I've never heard the idea of fantasy being inherently tied to human emotion. Well, I would.
I was gonna say, I've heard like it's the like often sci-fi is actually just fantasy that's been sort of like dressed up in a certain way. Or like say for example like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a bit of a sci-fi thing, but no, it's mostly
Well, I think
really
that's the
fantasy.
concept of not this, because this is not quite right, but like hard sci-fi and soft sci-fi.
Yeah.
So I think that there are some things that is fantasy with the sci-fi setting, which was so fucking, that was everywhere in the 70s. It would be like, Kongor, the spaceman, has crashed his spaceship onto an alien planet, and all of a sudden it's a fantasy.
But yeah, it's
That's
like it's
so my jam.
That's so
I
funny
love
because
that.
Flash
brother,
Gordon
it is
and-
so not my jam.
I love it. I love it so
like
much.
that's so
you
funny.
were like, well, finally they're doing like John Carter on Mars. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Not getting a sequel.
Yeah,
When
Carter
that-
Mars is
I
such a
love that
weird
shit.
fucking
What the
movie.
Fucking-
No, I think my favorite sci-fi book is a book called Echopraxia, and that is hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's not.
You
there's no-
enjoy your little numbers.
Yeah, I will, dude. I will. But anyway, but that's what I like about the Elder Scrolls. Is I don't think the Elder Scrolls is.
Yeah.
I think it's closer to sci-fi in a weird, in some aspects
That's
at least.
kind of what I was about to
to
say.
fantasy,
whereas,
yeah.
like, I think it's kind of like the reverse of your Star Wars,
Yeah.
where everything. Because again, I'm not as into the Elder Scrolls as you guys are.
Yeah.
And like, I think I played Skyrim, that's about it. But like, learning a bit more about it, it's very much like, oh, it's just kind of more towards sci-fi,
It's
wrapped up in that
freaky
fantasy
and
setting.
weird, dude.
Yeah.
You get crazy shit like is it called Nim, where the dwarves zero-summed themselves out
Yeah.
of reality by figuring out they're in a video game? No, Chim. It's called Chim, and that's discovering effectively that you are in a video game, and you either explode or like merge with the digital consciousness. Like, I don't know, man. Skyrim's got, Elder Scrolls has got a lot of weird shit like that, but I think most of it is because of, and I forget the guy's name, but he's one of either the developers or the writers, and he went away and did a bunch of acid or something, and then he was like, here's the lore. And like, he wrote like a coda to the Elder Scrolls series, which involves shit like a sentient...
Michael Kirkbride?
Yes, Michael Kirkbride. It involves like shit like
Being the guy on the computer?
Yeah,
That's kind of
it's-
fun,
it's good that you
actually.
see why
Great
Dusha
name.
does it.
I get it.
Great name.
But he wrote like a short story that's like multiple short stories, but one which is about an elf robot on the moon.
Yes.
It just gets crazy, but I like that aspect of the Elder Scrolls.
I think you
that
and I are
shit's-
about to pitch very different Elder Scrolls shows.
I think that shit's cool. Well, obviously, I wouldn't have that in the forefront because
Yeah.
I think Elder Scrolls needs to feel like a fantasy.
Oh, yeah, you need that
It's just that
buy-in.
the secret of Elder Scrolls is that it's sort of not. But honestly, that's the kind of the same shit that happens in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Where Game of Thrones is pitched to you as a fantasy, and 99% of the time it is a fantasy. It's just that the other 1% is full-on cosmic horror. So but without that cosmic horror, nothing makes it stand out. So, like, I think if I was going to make an Elder Scrolls TV show, I would do the same thing. I would have its basic fantasy, but somewhere along the way you're like, oh yeah, the stars, they're not stars. They're holes into space-time. Or whatever.
Yeah, they're going down like a dwarven, ruins, and they're building like that little construct or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly,
And so
yeah.
suddenly you're like, all these like weird text coming into play.
You're like, oh, the dwarves, they have dwarven technology and harmonics, but actually the harmonics is figuring out effectively how to say computer code out loud
There is-
to
what is it?
reprogram the world.
There's a book series, I forget. Oh, I guess this isn't exactly what you're saying, but something about what you just said triggered this memory. This fantasy book series I used to read
Yeah.
where magic was like, there's like a literal essence inside you, and I'm not talking about like key or something.
Yeah.
Like there is a blue goo that is
that's
in
awesome.
every person.
Yeah.
And using magic is manipulating that blue goo.
That rocks. I
And
love
so
that
you can
shit.
like make it come out of your mouth, and it
Fuck
manipulates and it does stuff
Yeah.
for you, and you can make it do. You can make other people's blue goo do stuff, but then randomly, in like halfway through, I want to say like the fourth book
Yeah.
I'm reading, randomly one of the characters using their blue goo tears open a portal through space and time.
Yeah.
And they describe this terrible mechanical beast falling out. And other than this blue goo magic, it is essentially like a generic fantasy setting.
Yeah.
And they fight this mechanical beast for a minute, and then, destroy it. And they're like, there's something written on it. And one of the characters reads out Land Cruiser. And then
That's
Yes.
awesome.
and then they're like, what was this strange world that we tore a hole into?
Let me-
Man, what a moment that was.
That's
I love like
crazy.
fought a car somehow.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes me think of there's a fantasy series I learned about that I was like, oh, that might be an interesting read where it's like a 3 or 4 books, and it actually is. It's not just like a fantasy with sci-fi elements. It is a sci-fi. It's in a way, weirdly, the reverse of your favorite kind of fantasy book.
Yeah.
So it starts as a classic fantasy where it's like a farm boy finds out he has like special powers, and he's got to go meet a fucking wizard or some bullshit or whatever. And he's got to meet the wizard in this tower. I think that's a big part of it. And that the first book's all about getting to this tower and exploring this tower. And then in the second book, they're like, the tower is a rocket ship. And it's like, it's been a sci-fi the whole time.
Yeah.
That shit's cool, dude. That shit rocks.
What was I going to say? Just to return to the topic at hand.
Yes.
So I'm also cool for like because I think you were describing your one is like a Game of Thrones-esque sort of like intrigue with that 1%.
Yeah. Well, because you can't immediately dump on people like every memory in in Tamriel is contained within the water or whatever.
Ew.
You can't be doing that to people.
I'm
dude.
thinking a great setting would be the secession crisis that happens after Oblivion.
Yes, yeah.
So
true,
at
true,
the
true.
end, Joel, for your benefit, at the end of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the rightful emperor. So the emperor of Tamriel is a blood lineage thing, and that is because you need someone with this specific blood. Jackson might be able to explain this better, but the emperor needs to be of a very specific bloodline, otherwise some very specific bad things happen. And in Oblivion, the last person of that bloodline is killed, dies saving Tamriel.
Okay.
And after that,
doing so, I guess, has doomed.
Has prevented one apocalypse only to cause another one. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I think essentially Game of Thrones, a bit of Game of Thrones, because there's that causes the secession crisis where there's no rightful heir and everyone's like, well, who's emperor?
Yeah.
So
But also there's an apocalypse that everyone knows is coming now that the emperor's dead.
So kind of leading up to the Oblivion crisis.
Well, no. After the
Oblivion crisis.
So the emperor dies to stop the Oblivion crisis. Oblivion is like hell, and it's coming into the real world. So the emperor dies to stop that, but because there's no longer an emperor, it just means that this other apocalypse now is on a timer and is going to happen.
Okay. So and people know like the reason.
People know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'd be like, it'd be interesting if like people didn't know that. Only a select few knew that. Where it's just like, why is this? This bloodline is like the emperor or whatever. It's like, they just gotta be. But like it's been lost to time of why they need to. Well, I think this is maybe a little bit Game of Thrones now that I think about it. With the premonitions, the dragon dreams that the Targaryens keep having, and why everyone is just like and that causes the rift in House of the Dragon. Fair enough. I like split storylines, but I want 3 distinct storylines, and never shall they meet.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon the Blades being like the Blades were the bodyguards of the Emperor. The Blades being like, surely, if we go far back enough, we can find
somebody who still has the blood. Yeah.
We can find someone with this blood.
Anyone could be the emperor right now.
In the Imperial City, at the core of the Empire, a secession crisis where people are stabbing each other in the back, trying to be the last emperor before the world falls apart. And then some third one, I think that I like the idea of something like far away from everything else.
Well, I think you could do some kind of thing where you've got instability in what the fuck is the country or the province that the Oblivion games take place in?
I think that's, oh God.
You know what I mean.
Tamriel. No,
Tamriel's the area known as the universe. Fucking Nern. Yeah, dude. Nern's the realm.
What is the, without going into, I guess, too much detail, because I think Adam was avoiding it maybe for a reason, because it was causing him great pain. Yeah. What is the apocalypse that, because this bloodline isn't...
I don't really remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he... I don't really...
The Emperor is stopping something. Cyrodiil.
Okay. So maybe because Cyrodiil is also the sort of the main empire province. You could have like something happening in Black Marsh or elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Oh, we're planning an attack or something on because that's a funny thing about like the Elder Scrolls is you have all the beast races and shit where shit gets weird where it's like the Argonians,
Argonians
which are
and
like lizard
G.
people, but they exist because they are lizards that eat the sap of a particular tree and then become men.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
are
Hist
all
roots.
one entity?
Yeah,
or
they're
like
all
they're
one
a hive mind?
Well, they're actually effectively mind controlled by the hist trees.
Yeah.
The hist trees possibly being The hist trees possibly
tree,
being
like history
smaller.
or-
Well, maybe smaller versions. I might be getting this wrong. Smaller versions of the reality bracing towers which exist across the continent of Tamriel.
And one is in each game. Or
Yeah, one is in each game and is destroyed in each game.
Okay.
Or maybe not is destroyed, but many are. White Gold Tower is destroyed in one of the games.
in Oblivion.
And Oblivion.
So could you then, to get what you want in that 1% cosmic horror, could each of these storylines then incorporate one cosmic horror in?
Or one bit of like weird sort of.
I
Elder
think if
Scrolls
you're
sci-fi.
pitching this as a TV series,
Yeah.
you do need these three stories to interconnect. And I know, I'm sorry, dude, but like you will need a some like level
What
of
about-
intersection at some point.
3 seasons, each one is a different story.
All right, okay.
Can we do that?
Anthology style.
yeah,
I think that's cool.
I love
Doing the
anthology.
wire. All right,
Yeah.
all right,
It's,
all right.
it's Elder Scrolls The Wire, dude. Well, because there's so much cool.
The only anthology series that has ever existed. The Wire.
Oh well, no. Well, so the Wire is yes. Each season is very different.
Yeah, but
it's
they
like
are pretty connected. It's the
they are
same.
connected, and they're still like actors that go throughout the whole series. So they're like first about the cops, and you get the things from like the unions, and then you get like the newspaper and the politicians and blah 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 blah. So like yes, I guess it's not an anthology series at all.
No.
I kind of see.
But
You
like,
said it, and I was like, "There's a lot of crossover," but I kind of, I don't disagree. I think it kind of is an anthology series.
In your mind,
Okay.
for the Elder Scrolls anthology series,
Yeah.
do you imagine that they are telling the one narrative? So
No.
each
No.
season is a completely.
As like for some reason the producer, we are fighting, Adam. You are fighting tooth and nail to get some
But
funding.
you're basically
Sometimes I just fight.
you're
you know?
effectively pitching like a Fargo style TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. They
Yeah.
exist.
They do
Fargo
exist.
exists?
Yeah.
Fargo exists, of course.
I am not the Coen
feel
brothers.
Yeah.
hard to, like often because there's big gaps between seasons, and then also hard for like to get up and running.
Yeah.
I believe you'll, if you check down the bottom, folks, I believe you'll find today's episode is called Your Ideal, not the one that could get made.
That's
You know what?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You're right. You were right.
Suck an
Adam.
egg.
I'm getting that egg, and I am sucking that
it
egg
down,
off.
dude.
No, you
Sucking it down. I think I like an anthology because there are so many weird corners of not only just like geographically, but like timeline wise.
Okay. Could you do for your anthology something? Do you guys ever see or ever watch any of the Love, Death, Robots?
Yes,
No, I never have, but I know this
I was
stuff I
also
should
thinking
watch,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great, and like some of them are swings and misses, but most of them are pretty damn good. So you could do something like that, set in, like, the Elder Scrolls.
I was also
Yeah.
thinking this.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea as well. I like something compels me about, because there's different regions to the map. Something compels me about not maybe necessarily each season, but each episode. If you were doing like something really high budget and, to make this cost effective or whatever, to sell it to the producer, if you I forgot.
Oh no, Adam, forget
You were gonna sell it to the producer.
I forgot
though.
it. I
Oh,
forget
no.
it.
Yeah.
Did someone else go?
Okay. Because I think you could also do a kind of like a, I don't know why this is the reference I'm pulling, but like
Yeah.
a Journey to the West style thing where you have a collection. This is very fantasy, but you have a collection of characters from one province that need to make their way to the other province across Tamriel.
Your Del Toro quest.
Yeah, Del Toro quest style, which is far more generic, but like, I don't know, maybe there's something. Because something I also like about the Elder Scrolls series of games is that they start out with a pretty basic premise, but then when you get into what's actually happening, it's weird. Like, for example, in Skyrim, they go, hey, you're just lucky enough to be the Dragonborn, and you need to stop this apocalypse. But then if you look into it, you go, you actually are a god. You're just like a sliver of a god. And the apocalypse you're stopping, you actually aren't meant to be stopping. You're doing bad by... When you win in Skyrim, you're actually
losing.
fucking things up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because
It's it's a renewal cycle.
yeah,
it's
it's
meant
like-
to die and be reborn.
Exactly.
So-
you're effectively fucking up the ecosystem.
Could you do something?
Like in Dark Souls.
Like in Dark Souls, exactly, dude. Don't light that fire.
Okay,
Or do,
so-
I forget.
Running off, I guess, Adam's idea of like, a bunch of different stories that, and never they shall meet. And you start off with the, after the Oblivion, the crisis, and then it's down to the crisis of succession.
Yeah.
The secession crisis.
The secession crisis. So
I
then,
mean, tomato, who freaking cares?
Yeah.
so what, is this possible? I do not know the law.
Yeah.
So, we start off, of course, maybe you get
If you check the comments, I'm sure you'll find I don't either.
fair. So we start off with like the intro of the TV series is like maybe a shorthand of what like the emperor did, and they've been like, yep, they sacrificed themselves, but unbeknownst or unfortunately they've just kicked the can down the road.
Yeah.
And this other thing is, have we found out what that other crisis is, or
I
have
think
we found
it might
out
just
what
be the same thing that caused the Oblivion crisis. So there's a god or a evil entity. I don't know if they're a god called Dagon.
Okay.
Mehrunes Dagon.
Yeah, or are they
Yeah.
two different guys? No, Mehrunes Dagon. No,
Mehrunes
you're right.
Dagon.
Mehrunes Dagon,
Who
all right.
wants to tear open Oblivion gates into the material realm and kind of like mess shit up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he is stopped by the Emperor's bloodline. But now that the Emperor's bloodline is gone, he gets stopped in Oblivion, but it's just a matter of time before he builds up the power to come back. And when he comes back,
Gotcha.
I believe you need to have the Emperor's blood to stop him. And because there is no more Emperor's bloodline,
Oh no.
the next time he comes back, that's going to be
No
it.
one's going to stop him. All right. So I guess do we know why it's the Emperor's blood so important? Was there some
I'm trying to
ritual
find
Because
that
he's
out.
prior to
I
this?
think it's a classic. He's
Oh
a sliver of a god.
he's a fucking he mantled. He did a fucking mantling, dude.
Of course, he did a
He
he
mantled
this one.
did a
I know this one.
mantling.
He mantled the
Yeah,
godhead,
He
brother.
he mantled the godhead, of course.
Yes,
Silly.
dude.
He became a god.
He became a god.
He became a god.
Or his
like,
bloodline
The,
did, you know.
first guy did, and then every like subsequent like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think in every. Is this correct?
sliver of gods.
In every. Oh no, wait, no, it can't be correct. Never mind.
Okay, cool.
Ignore
Hey,
me.
okay, done.
No worries, bro.
All right, so I'm just trying to work with what I know and what you've given me here.
Yeah.
So again, it's okay. So that happens, like he's kicked the can down the road, and the reason why that either through like the expedition, kind of like the Lord of the Rings, like very first like opening where you got that narrative of the person talking about like, hey, this is what happened, and they to combat this, he became a sliver of a god, or he mantled the
Brother, do you want to hear this?
godhead.
This is from the Elder
no.
Scrolls wiki for mantling. This is awesome. This is like Wikipedia level shit. Mantling is the process whereby an individual can achieve apotheosis. It is frequently considered one of the 6 walking ways, the 4th, and is sometimes called the steps of the dead.
Okay. So, all right, with that in mind, all right, so now, okay, I'm just going to free.
Ask about the moon race.
I'm
that
not.
happened.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
going to.
The champion of Cyrodiil, actually, that you play as, he does mantle.
Oh, so maybe I am right. Is
So you're
every
using it
character
as a verb.
Yeah, because you mantle a godhead, dude.
Well,
He mantles Jigaleg. And Sheogorath. He mantles Jigaleg, dude.
Dude, he mantles Jigaleg.
Yeah.
I'm there.
He mantles
You don't have to tell
Jigaleg,
me
dude.
twice.
He mantles Jigaleg.
mantles
In Oblivion,
Oh,
in
God.
Morrowind, I don't know if you're a god, but in,
Well, I was about to say, yeah. In Morrowind, no, in
Jigaleg.
Morrowind, you're the Nerevar or something.
oh, the Neverine.
Neverine, yeah, you're
yeah.
a god in Morrowind
Yeah.
as well. You're like a reborn god in
Yeah.
Morrowind.
Okay, so
There's a
wait till we can kind of like how's this for an idea or concept. So
Mm-hmm.
we have the narrative of like, hey, the bloodline is very important because he mantled Jigaleg or he mantled the god, whatever the hell. Or it's like their bloodline is important, and the reason why is they became a sliver of a god, whatever. And so then and now it's the mad rush to try and find to either find the last bloodline, to find that bloodline, or I'm guessing it's a process, or to mantle a god, right? So like to stop. Am I correct in saying to stop this apocalypse, you either need to find the Emperor's blood, or you have to do a new thing and become a bit of a god to stop the apocalypse. And then you can follow the potentials of like, oh, these are the potential bastards that have this bloodline, and then you have over here something like, oh, and this person they're going to try and mantle Jigaleg.
You don't want to mantle Jigaleg, dude.
Oh yeah,
He's the god of order and chaos.
Well, of course you don't want that. You want
With the shivering isles and shit, dude.
You want to mantle different god of kind.
You probably want to mantle.
You do a good gulp noise.
Yeah, you do. You want to mantle. What the fuck's his name, dude?
Yep. I want to mantle that guy.
I don't hate that. I think that's all right. Yeah,
So then
being like, all right, maybe we can recreate this. I like the idea, maybe, of a couple scene.
Akatosh, dude.
Of course,
but
you
it's
got to
not.
mantle Akatosh.
but
But,
no,
of course.
Can I? Oh yeah. I'm excited for this part, but not Akatosh. You want his other side. Yeah, Akatosh is two. Yeah, there's two.
I know.
There's actually.
Of course. You
Adam.
see Adam.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You could not be
Every
more
culture
wrong.
has an Akatosh. They're just under different names.
Of course.
But they are all separate gods. But they're all Akatosh.
Well, that's as a
Oh,
Catholic
so it's like, oh,
Jackson,
okay.
that part makes the most sense.
So it's
to
like,
me.
what's your sun god called? Oh, our sun god is this and that. Ah, cool. Well, it's probably the same
Pretty
sun
much,
god.
yeah.
But also, it's not, though.
Yeah,
It's
they are the same sun god,
and no.
But they are different sun gods.
I
Yeah,
see,
dude.
I see.
And also, and this is complicated because Hammerfell has their own gods, which are the same gods, but are different gods. But the Hammerfell guys,
Yeah.
they came for the
Hammerfell's
red...
a country.
Yeah, Hammerfell's a province. The Red Guards, who
Yeah.
are the people from Hammerfell, they came from the last world to this world on a boat
Okay.
and brought their gods. But their gods
Yeah, okay.
are different gods,
Okay.
but they're the same gods.
Okay. Yep. All right.
I kind of
Yep,
love
okay.
this.
Oh,
actually.
that's why I like the Elder Scrolls, because it's freaky, dude.
Yeah.
So, okay. So with that in mind,
There are two locations, physical locations you can go to in the world of Elder Scrolls that are the past and future. They are the past.
So
Amora is one.
So, with that in mind, as a TV show, you could start off and again.
Are you pitching season 1 or every season?
I'm pitching
being...
just season 1, right?
Okay, yeah.
And like where it goes, because it does depend on like if you get picked up for a season 2, and like people like reaction to it, and if they like this and that kind of stuff. So you start off with the whole like, okay, yep, it's the crisis section. What's going to happen? And so then you have like one faction maybe in that wherever the castle is, like the town. One faction being like, well, we have to find the rightful heir. We have to find someone who will like, well, maybe not Mr. Rightful Heir, Mr. Right Now Heir. Like we need to find them like quickly, right?
Is that you pitching a line for this season?
Damn right.
He's pitching dialogue.
Exactly.
It's dialogue,
He's pitching
baby.
You got to be a bit quick. We got to be a bit quippy, maybe.
Pitching dialogue.
He's pitching dialogue.
And then you then have another faction, which is like, okay, cool. You guys go off and maybe you can have them at butting heads, or maybe they can be like, we don't care that you're doing that. That's great. If you're doing that, we're over here. We need to mantle Akatosh,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at a
Good luck.
a certain type of whatever. We got to mantle a god.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who. Maybe this week it's some freaky
So
shit,
the
right?
blood thing, they need to have the blood of the dragonborn.
Okay. So
And
again,
they also need to, and this is just another thing. I don't know if this is relevant. We don't have to include this. The Fallout TV show, even though I know they've said it's canon.
Yeah.
Clearly they've changed something, so we can change some stuff too.
Yeah.
So the emperor
I hate
wears
it. I hate it. They're messing with my canon. I hate it. I hate
the
it.
Amulet of Kings, which is made of a hardened drop of the blood of Lorcan, who was a god the dwarfs made, I think.
Yes.
It's also a thing in the real world, I think.
Okay.
Lorcan is a real thing.
Okay.
Or like a real, there's some...
Okay. Isn't there like a
Now-
D&D thing? Anyway, go on.
Now,
Yeah,
only
that's why I'm saying that, because I've heard that in a bunch of different places. The fucking Halo canon references Lorcan.
Oh, wow. Jackson's learned something.
it's just so funny to go to Lorcan on the Tamriel Wikipedia. And the first thing I see is the moon. And then under the moon it says, Massa, one of the moons, and presumed to be part of Lorcan's body. Secunda, the other moon, is also part of his body.
What parts? What parts?
It doesn't
What parts?
Say, doesn't
what
say.
parts?
Lorcan, also
Two
known
moons
as
nestled closely together. What
Okay.
part of his body? What part of his body?
probably both nuts. Lorcan, also known as Doomdrum,
Sisters, not
is
twins.
the elven
Yep.
name for the missing god, the deity most directly associated with the existence of Mundus, and is the god of all mortals.
Mundus.
Mundus
All right,
being
no,
the
no, no, no,
material.
no. Did you already say?
No,
Do you know what Mundus is?
yeah.
Okay. Guess what Mundus is.
So it's not a god. What was the sentence again? Because I just heard Mundus and I thought
I'll
that
read
was
it out to you.
I'm excited.
I wasn't
I'm so excited.
100%.
Lorcan,
yep.
also known as Doom Drum, is the elven name for the missing god, the deity most directly associated with the existence of Mundus, and is the god of all mortals.
All right,
existence
so
of
Doom
Mundus.
Drum, otherwise known as Doom Drum,
Yep.
that is not helpful.
No. But like
Not
the
helpful.
existence of Mundus was helpful in that sentence. So
But what is Mundus? Yeah.
So the existence of Mundus either needs to be some sort of essence, or it needs to be some sort of like a people, or maybe a tree.
No, it's effectively the material plane.
Oh.
So Mundus, everything happens on Mundus. Because the Elder Scrolls origin story is that
Everything happens on Mundus.
there was
Happy Mundus.
there was nothing, but
And then there
nothing
was
but
Mundus.
nothing was a guy. And nothing, which I'm pretty sure becomes the Night Mother, as in the god that the
okay. I got confused. Sorry. I was very excited because I thought I knew what Mundus is.
What did you think Mundus was?
Mondas.
What's Mondas?
Monday.
That's so funny, dude.
I thought it was the god responsible for Monday.
Oh no, Garfield hates him.
He does.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, so why don't we get the idea with the show is pitching like the premise of this is where it all kicks off. It's kind of like, so you have, there is the apocalypse coming, and maybe we know kind of a bit more about what that is. It's going to be like really bad, and maybe it's bubbling up. So it's like the guy didn't kick the can down that far, to be honest. He thought he did, but really he didn't. You can pick a number, because I know there's elves and shit in this, and they maybe have like different like.
I don't know if elves do live longer.
Whatever basically we give this a time frame, so that it's like we need to sort this out within a generation. Or if you really wanted to span this with 2 generations, because then we could fuck around with time a little bit, like maybe Westworld, if we wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
But then because then it's like cool. There was 2 factions, or from this there was 2 factions, and they weren't at war initially. Maybe where it's like some factions went and tried to find the heir to the throne, and another faction was like, no, we have to then find this god, or we have to like mantle the god.
Yeah.
And then like that was the premise, and then maybe we have like following a few different people, a few different time periods. Maybe we don't know that the different time periods because we, unbeknownst to us, or revealed later on, these 2 factions started splintering.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we have to find the rightful heir, but he has to be like, a red god.
Yeah, sure.
He was that one of the guys?
That's one of the guys.
But there has to be a red guard heir.
Yeah.
No, he needs to be an Argonian. Oh no, it needs to be a Khajiit or whatever, right? And so there was like, there was some splintering over there. There's some like factions that have, that are now at odds. And then over here, same thing. Well, we got a mantle jiggle leg, and like, no, we got to do Akatosh. Well, which version?
Which Akatosh are you doing, brother?
And then that splinters out, right? And then like that, then you started creating some like conflict of like who's doing what. Maybe they find, this is the rightful heir, but it's not the red guard, it's someone else. And then there's like, well, we can't have that. We can't have that. Maybe we need to make them bang a red guard, and then that will be the and then we start doing some sort of like eugenics going on.
I think there is a bit of that in Tamriel.
Oh yeah, and so then they start like like the Bene Gesserit, which is like, no, we're marrying these 2 great houses because we want us on the throne, so we got to do that. Let's just everyone. We didn't find him. Shut up. He does shush. We got to have an offspring that we want. And then, like, maybe they're assassinated, maybe this, and again, you have those political machinations happening over there. And then the same thing over here, then you have your more god shit happening where you're like, interesting. And then you could kind of interweave and mix them, match them wherever you want. Like, maybe like someone's going, I got to mantle this god, and they're like, but you're already a part of but you are one of the heirs. But what?
It is interesting, like, thinking about the Fallout TV show. And I think that's just, it's interesting to adapt these kinds of games where it's like a role-playing game. So they say, who do you want to be? You got a million different choices or whatever, a million different stories you could tell. And then for a TV show, you kind of have to pick one. You know what I mean? You have to go.
You have to pick for like a show, not a show, for a game like Oblivion or Elder Scrolls, you have to pick a canonical ending. I mean, with Oblivion, I think there's really only the one ending, but with
the end of, I think, Elder Scrolls 2, they have the what do they call it? The warp in the West.
Oh,
where all endings are correct.
Don't
There are
hurt him like
4
that.
different endings to that game, and all of them are true.
Sure.
There are 5 different endings because one of them is the apocalypse happens, and that is somehow also
true.
canonical.
Yeah,
that
the warp
one
in the
also
West.
happens.
Dude.
Hey, great to hear. That's good stuff.
So the apocalypse has happened already.
Yep. So it's
Well, it's an interesting thing with fantasy as well, because like what we're pitching currently is like a very Game of Thrones. Like it's a very like, here is the broad, expansive, multiple different factions coming together. And that is one way of doing it. But I think that that's not the only way of doing it as well. I think you could also go way smaller and tell a much more kind of grounded story. Like you could honestly pick any one of Skyrim's like main sort of faction quests and just turn that into a TV show.
Would you do? So there are some tropes that come along with Elder Scrolls. So for example, the first trope, you might not know this, Joel. In every game, I think there's one exception, but in every game with one exception, you start out as a prisoner.
of course.
The main character, the character you play is a prisoner.
Oh yeah. You're
Would
in that
you-
horse and cart.
Yeah. Would you do a similar thing?
I think so. I think that's fun. I think it's also
I think
just
you
like
have to, right?
Yeah.
That little trope. And like because Skyrim and there's been so many versions of it, everyone's like, and once again, I'm back in this cart. Good,
Yeah, I agree. I think there's like a question of why would you adapt something if you're not doing those tropes?
Well, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I think it's an interesting, I guess, because there's just so much, like Fallout, I kind of, in a weird way, get why they went for Fallout first.
Yeah.
Well, because there's not tropes that you, like, obviously there's like the Elder Scrolls tropes, but there's also just fantasy tropes, you know what I mean? There are more fantasy TV shows than there are atom punk post-apocalyptic TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
have more.
Do you think those are the categories, or do you think it is more basic like fantasy, sci-fi, and in a marketing sense, the average Joe Plumber consumer or whatever is seeing anything that has anything like with lasers and being like, no matter what else, they're like, that's sci-fi. And seeing anything with a dragon, and no matter what else, being like, that's fantasy.
Well,
I don't
also,
know. I
like,
think people have
with-
seen more elves than ghouls in their lives. I guess is how I feel about
Well,
it.
I would say with Fallout, it's very much like it's the wasteland. It's a post-apocalyptic world, and it's like okay, Mad Max and any other sort of like post-apocalyptic world. People come like, okay, I'm there.
But I
You
would
know
say
what I mean?
that's still a rarer genre to see turned into a TV show than fantasy. I reckon. Like I can bring to mind,
of course,
like 10 fantasy TV shows.
I'm not disagreeing with you on this nuance. I'm saying that I guess what I'm thinking is, oh God, I've turned into the producer. I guess what I'm thinking is, does Joe Q Public know that?
Oh, I mean, maybe not. I'm just thinking, like, I'm just like, man, if they
you
came
really
to me
do
and they
live
said,
to see yourself become the villain.
yeah, dude. If they came to me and they were like, Jackson, Bethesda wants you to, turn one of their IPs into a TV show, I would go Fallout.
Yeah.
You know, like I can see why that happened first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I would also choose Fallout as well because I'm like, well, I don't have to, think about like how would I put a fantasy setting in filming all that and doing all the, the CGI.
Well, and also I think
it's
I got to
time loop.
do.
Yeah.
What's that time loop game they made?
Oh,
That'd make a good show, I
fuck,
reckon.
what was that called? Damn.
The one where you're hunting.
Yeah. Starfield is it's so funny that's their third IP. The most
Deathloop.
Deathloop.
I
the
reckon
most generic
Deathloop-
sci-fi shit.
Imagine Deathloop as every episode is another loop.
That'd be great, dude.
Yeah,
Time
that'd
loop
be great.
TV
That'd
shows
be good,
fucking
yeah.
rock, dude.
Yeah, man,
Russian
yeah.
Doll?
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, am I just copying Russian Doll?
No, I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no.
Russian Doll's a time loop TV show.
Well,
I don't wanna
love I love a time loop. Any movie, TV
Yeah.
show. You're like, hell yeah, put
yeah, dude,
me in, coach.
it's a good genre.
Um,
But I think it's also funny you don't have to, if you're doing a fantasy, like say you're like, all right, I got to make the Elder Scrolls fantasy TV show. You go, how do I make it stand out?
Okay.
But if you're making a Fallout TV show, you're like,
It just stands
it's
out.
there, dude. It's everything that I need to make it stand out as an apocalypse story is in the thing
Yeah,
already.
because there is this potential problem of adapting, say, any of the Elder Scrolls, like whatever, and you're like, oh, this is basically just your Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is basically
Lord of
your
the Rings. Like, it's
kind of like
if I
whatever,
didn't know
right?
about the Elder Scrolls and I saw there was an Elder Scrolls TV show,
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't care. As a guy who doesn't love fantasy, really, I would be like, what? I'm not going to watch this
Yeah, right.
because you can't. Or unless, I mean, you got to figure out a way to do it, to be like, no, stuff going on under the hood. Don't worry about it. It's freaky and weird, but it just doesn't present like that straight away.
Because there's always going to be like people dressed up in armor.
Yeah,
There's going to be
it's-
swords. There's going to be
absolutely.
magic. There's going to be like, castles.
The
shit.
only thing you have is maybe the Khajiit and Argonians as your like selling point.
Okay, main character, Khajiit.
Maybe, okay, we want to get as
Full of
freaky as possible.
cats.
Main character Khajiit, but the kind of Khajiit that's a lion.
Okay.
No, a house
What
cat.
Okay, the kind of Khajiit that's just a house
Okay.
cat.
Are they an actual house cat?
Yes.
Or they
Yeah.
look like...
They look.
Physically, they look identical to a house cat,
Yep.
but it is a person who talks.
But okay, to get it even freakier, they are a house cat and it's two brothers. One is a house cat and one
yeah.
is just a man, but they are both Khajiit.
And
They were born under
brothers.
different moons, Zamet, as you would understand.
Yeah.
Of course.
Different moon paths, excuse me. And they are in the Black Marsh, where the walking god trees house cities.
Can the timing work out on that they could be twins, but just have been born far enough apart?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can, the law is there,
Yeah.
and with the Fallout one, they've pushed it way further than that.
Exactly.
I think, one's a man, one's a house cat. They are twins.
they're both Khajiit.
They are both
they're
Khajiit. And they
I was going to suggest, because I don't know any of this, was just a regular Khajiit little guy, and
Yeah.
he's addicted to moonshine or whatever it is.
Skooma?
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
And that's our little scumbag that we follow initially, and that. But now I'm being lumped with man and house cat who are also Khajiit.
They are both
Thank
Khajiit, dude.
Thank you.
I reckon it'd be very easy if the main character's a Khajiit to work in another classic Elder Scrolls thing of having, what's it called? Marique the Liar?
Oh, yeah.
Who is a character who appears in every Elder Scrolls game.
Okay.
And he is maybe aware that he's in a video game, and he has just a lot of esoteric or odd, strange things to say. He often comments on people's commentary of the games.
Yeah. Okay,
So, for
and-
example, in the first Elder Scrolls game where you could jump, Marique the Liar has some line where he's like, oh, I can jump now. That feels so strange to me.
So Marique is basically your Elder Scrolls Deadpool.
yes, in a way.
In a way, yeah. A lot less intrusive than
Well, that's
Deadpool
good to
is.
hear.
Yeah.
Well, that's much nicer.
yeah.
More just like you literally every
Like,
interaction.
we're in high def kind of thing.
He always has an incredibly high speed compared to the player. So what'll happen is you'll encounter him, you'll speak to him once, he'll have one line, the conversation will end, and then he just legs it.
All right then. Okay.
That's,
right.
Yep, that sounds good.
That
And then
sounds
I'm
wonderful.
just trying to think. I want to go as weird as possible.
Yeah.
So let's have it's an invasion from. Let's get Sheogorath in there. Okay.
Okay.
The god of chaos and
Madness.
cheese or whatever and madness.
Did you say
Okay.
cheese?
Yeah,
He likes
He
cheese.
likes cheese.
Cheese!
Cheese,
Gromit.
Gromit.
Yeah. I thought I misheard.
No,
but
he
I
likes.
didn't.
Yeah,
he likes cheese. Let's set
Okay.
it in the Black Marsh because it's the weirdest there.
Yep.
And let's have three things happening at once. One, the Empire is attempting an invasion on Black Marsh.
Yeah.
The Black Marsh is resisting.
What's the invasion for?
That's just they're
Is
expanding
this
there.
a new season? Or is this building on
This
what?
is my pitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
So the Empire,
Yeah.
I guess you would have to set this after Skyrim and have
I don't
the
think you
Empire.
have to set it anywhere.
Well, anyway, whatever. The Empire is expanding into Black Marsh. Black Marsh is resisting. At the same time, what's the
It
secret?
could be when they first conquered Black Marsh,
well,
even.
but I want to. What's the secret conspiracy of elves?
Oh,
What are they called?
What do you mean?
There's a secret
Elf
conspiracy.
Illuminati.
The
what is
Elf
it called?
Illuminati who are trying to, because see, the thing about elves, Zamet, is that they are closer to God than men, but they've been cut off kind of from the Anybody that's like physical in the Elder Scrolls, it's like kind of an accident, sort of.
Anyone that's physical.
Yeah, like
so
you
anyone
kind of,
that's in the realm of Mundus. Like
if you've been turned, because
The
originally
Aldmeri Dominion.
the Old Mary Dominion, yeah.
Old Mary Dominion.
The
The Old
Aldmeri
Mary
Dominion.
Dominion.
Old Mary
and they're
Dominion.
trying to destroy Green Sap Tower, which is
are they
the
now?
reality sort of support.
Oh, is it?
There's 12 towers.
The Thalmor.
The Thalmor, that's what I was trying to think of.
course.
So there's like I think maybe 8 towers, something like that are supporting reality.
Yeah. Like it's a ceiling. They support structures.
They're supporting the
of course.
ceiling because
Yep.
on the outside of
Are they under reality or in reality?
they're in reality.
In
One of
reality.
them's a mountain. So
Oh, so they're not actual towers.
no,
they're
but one
just-
of them is a tower, the White Gold Tower. One of
All
them's a
right,
mountain.
okay.
Two of them are mountains, I think.
So-
one was a
mountains.
volcano. Yeah,
The Aldmeri Dominion are where the High Elves live.
yeah.
The Aldmeri Dominion has a secretive shadow society kind of in control of it called the Thalmor. The White Gold Concordat is the agreement that the Aldmeri Dominion make with the Empire when they turn on the Empire and nearly completely destroy them. The White Gold Concordat ensures that the Empire continues. This is after the secession crisis.
Of course.
Yeah. And the Thalmor are attempting, they've got this sort of grand conspiracy that you get hints to across the games to destroy these towers so that they can unmake reality and sort of get rid of this sort of humankind so that they can go back to just when everybody was sort of like,
Metaphysics.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
You know, sort of the beliefs of Scientologists? How
In a
how,
way.
how
it's-
whatever
Be
its
very
name is,
careful with what you're about to
Xenu
say.
put everyone's soul in rocks.
We're gonna
or
get in
whatever.
trouble.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is gonna personally
Tom
kill
Cruise
me with a
will
knife.
kill us with a crossbow.
I like your PSA about the whole
Yeah.
emotions. Please don't kill me with a crossbow.
Tom Cruise will kill us with a crossbow.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
do
but
it.
for other unrelated
Yeah,
reasons,
yeah.
I
That's just
feel.
like that's what a
Hey, heard you were talking shit.
No, yeah, the spirits are in a thing. They got to go to a volcano.
yeah.
and got
Kind
to
of that
Xenu or
happened in
something.
the Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
Anyway, so they're trying to destroy the towers. So we have the Thalmor trying to destroy the Green Sap Tower, which I think is the name of the one in the Black Marsh. At the same time as the Empire attacking, and caught in the middle of this all is a house cat and a human being who are both Khajiit.
It sounds like
Yeah.
an 80s like buddy cop movie almost somehow, you know?
Absolutely.
And the house cat and the human who are both Khajiit, like, what are they? Are they? Is it like, are they detectives? Are they like, it's a buddy cop thing?
No,
are they
I think
just
they're
like
just
humble
okay.
farmers?
This is the,
are they
this is
like?
the opening episode 1.
Yeah.
They're just brothers, the young guys, and they're in Black Marsh because let's say they're looking for their family.
Pilot.
They're disappeared. This is the pilot. They're brothers. Let's call them. Khajiit have funny names. Let's call them like
What's an example of a Khajiit name?
They're kind of like
I'll look it up.
What do you call the cats in? That's kind of Tabaxi names.
So they're very
basically.
Tabaxi-esque.
Like walks in. Oh wait, no,
Okay.
that's actually
No, not really. Yeah, I don't think so.
isn't it? I thought that was. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pretty sure.
All right. Like,
Anyway.
so we have like, I don't know, Jeremy and
Jeremy and I.
Ms. Fluffles.
Okay.
Let me give you some examples of Khajiit.
Okay.
Risad Akari,
Okay.
Kahajo,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jizago.
Okay, we'll call them Kahajo and Jizago. Okay, Travago. We'll call one of them Travago.
A little bit of
To
product
get some
placement. That's clever.
branding in there.
As the producer on this show,
Yeah.
that's clever.
Okay, and then they're in the Black Marsh because they're trying to figure out where their parents went, and they find a lizard. Okay, and this is the third character. Okay,
It's a lizard,
But
isn't
it's
it?
beast race cars.
it's just
Okay.
a lizard. Yeah, it's all beast race. It's just a
Okay.
lizard, and the lizard. Somehow, maybe one of the hist trees communicates to them that they need to get it to a hist tree,
Okay, yep, cool,
so that
cool,
it can
cool, cool.
become an Argonian.
Yep, cool.
Okay, so they take that's the main
I was
quest
I
of
was
season
curious
1.
to be like, so with the Argonians, are they start off as lizards and then they become Argonians
Sometimes.
once they eat this?
In this instance,
In this
damn
inst-
it, for
look,
your safety,
Yes. And so the
Joel-
idea is to get the mission is to make this lizard an Argonian.
They
Whatever
go,
the
so-
most
They're on a mission
infuriating
from a tree. I
Yeah.
get
Any
this.
law questions, whatever the most infuriating answer would be, that's
Yeah.
your answer, my
Yes.
friend.
So we
like-
have
okay.
Travago and Zhivago,
Yep.
and they're like Dr. Zhivago, and they're lying in the roots of a tree with their new lizard pal. They don't know it's an Argonian yet. And as they sleep, the tree's roots clamber into their ears and whisper to them, bring it to this tree so it can eat my sap and become a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they do that, they get the Argonian lizard, they get it to bite the tree, and the Argonian lizard, when it becomes a man, it goes, holy fuckaroli. There's some Aldmeri, the bad elves or whatever.
We're getting there's dialogue. That's dialogue, baby. We're getting dialogue.
The bad elves are coming.
Dialogue along.
The bad elves are coming.
Holy fuckaroli, Old Mary Cavinian or whatever I said.
The Thalmor are coming,
yeah.
and they're going to try and destroy this tree. You've got to help me, boys. And they go, we're just two Argonian guys. I mean, Khajiit.
Yeah.
How are we going to do this?
What if they ate the sap? You know what? I don't want to know. Go on.
I don't know what
said
would
I don't wanna
happen,
know.
dude.
The most frustrating answer. The most frustrating answer.
I think the
don't
hissed
forget.
trees don't want. Oh no! Sometimes it does work. I think that's partially how in the lore of the world, the
you did this to
Argonians
yourself.
kept the empire out of the Black Marsh. Anyway, it's like one of the few provinces that resisted the empire's rule. Anyway, so they.
How was that an answer? How was that an answer?
See?
What?
I was right. The most frustrating response you could have
was
gotten.
just-
That
what?
was frustrating, was it not?
No, I don't know.
That was frustrating.
Baffling. I would,
Yeah,
I would
baffling
argue,
is-
rather than
You
frustrating.
sound frustrated, but all right.
I would say baffling. I'm baffled
right.
because I'm like that. What happened,
Buddy,
then?
you sound
I'm
frustrated.
more curious now of like how.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask that. Go on.
And then in their adventuring to try and find, maybe somehow they also like their parents were taken by elves, so they're like, oh, we gotta.
Sure.
We gotta go find. And so as part of this, also they encounter in their adventuring one of Sheogorath's sort of goons, who I forget. They look like guys with no skin or whatever, and they go, "Oh fuck, there's actually more going on in here than I goddamn realized."
Yeah.
This dialogue comes from the house cat.
Yeah.
He swears like a
fuck
sailor.
Look at
Oh,
this.
fuck my ass, dude. Looks like we're in fucking trouble. Jesus
This is
fucking
fucked
Christ.
Up. You look
I want.
seen this cunny over here?
Yeah, Jesus.
My lord.
Fuck my fucking balls.
Yeah.
I want this cat character, this has to be the least. I don't want this to be like a Grogu situation. I want people to be like, I hate this cat. Okay? I want him to shut up. That's what I'm doing here. It's
Okay,
reverse marketing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Doesn't Sheogorath have the fuckable minions?
I think some of them are fuckable.
Yeah. They just make them horny.
Okay,
Yeah.
like, what does that mean?
They just look super horny.
Okay. A question about the man cat.
Yeah.
Because in my head, he was for some reason nude.
He could be. In
Okay.
fact, Samad, I'll take that note on board. He
Okay.
is.
That was more of a question because I was like, "Oh, they're a cat. They've got fur." Wait, no. This.
I'm
it's a
taking this
guy.
to the director of the episode. I'm like, we got a note from one of the producers. He wants him
You're
naked.
getting a note from this producer, and people want hog.
Okay, my question is then, like, what's the nipples situation like?
I think he just has two nipples.
Okay.
I think it's regular,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
the female Khajiit have like
Yeah.
classical human style breasts.
Yeah, so
I'm
do the
assuming-
Argonians, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that
Producer
makes no
note
sense.
then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make it sort of scientifically, biologically accurate.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
them six
yeah,
nipples.
Well,
each.
I mean, like biologically accurate kind of goes out the window
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
could give birth to a house cat, a mountain lion, or a man.
No, we understand this. It's all about moons or
when you're
whatever.
what moon you're born
Exactly.
on.
So
dude.
whatever. I mean,
So,
if
yeah.
it
We'll
really
get the-
matters to you, they can all have fat hogs and tits.
Yeah,
that's
thank
fine.
goodness,
So
dude.
a lot of nipples down, like you know the humanoid cat. And
Well, I
then
want
the-
nipples on.
Joel, have you been messing with your hair? 'Cause you look like you really put a pun right now.
I think Travago the house cat should have really saggy nipples that drag in the mud.
You look like this episode is there it is. You look like this episode is killing you.
a little bit. Can the house cat, like, could she?
Yeah.
Because like, my wonderful cats, they get this lovely little paunch. I want that.
Yeah. Oh, she'll
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
paunch. Don't
Primordial
worry.
pouch.
Yeah, like and like that be very obvious.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
Have,
What
like,
do you keep in your primordial pouch?
And will people sing that in the show?
Secrets.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta know, babe. Yeah.
What's this?
I don't know if it's
What
a
is this?
meme
What is
scene
he
or a
doing?
TikTok or something.
Is this
or
is
is
it
it
Adam original or is
original?
does he
Do you
is
do
this
a lot
from
of songs
somewhere?
on this show?
No,
We should do more.
Not
We've
necessarily.
created many songs over the years, but most of them are on Plumbing.
No, not
That's
about
our
a
sister
primordial porch.
show. Yeah.
Primordial pouch.
Pouch, sorry,
Pouch.
not a porch.
Anyway, so then
Yes.
Travago, Zhivago, and was a lizard. Let's
Was a
call
lizard,
our
yep.
Argonian
Was
friend.
a lizard.
Was a lizard.
Do you want examples of you don't care?
No,
Are the
because they've
Argonian
named
names
him.
like how I thought Khajiit names were? I think that
Well,
might be the case.
this thing was a lizard.
Yeah, so it's at least
was
accurate.
a lizard.
Anyway, they make it to the green sap grove where the green sap tree is there or whatever. And as they arrive, maybe these two Khajiit, they see their parents in cages, let's say.
Why
and
not?
they go, oh my God, holy shit. But they're like, maybe Sheer Gorath has made a deal with them where he's like, I can give you some spell or some shit or a dagger to get rid of the elves.
Yeah.
And they get there, they're about to do it, but then the elves knock the dagger out of their hand and cast a spell on them and teleport them somewhere else in the province. And now they have the knowledge and they know how to stop them, but they're a million miles away. And you go, fuck my ass, I cannot wait for season 2.
Would you like examples of Argonian names?
Yes, please.
Mirglim. Hitamin.
Okay.
Was a lizard not too far off?
Yeah, was a lizard.
How about this? So
Yeah.
when they, they get the teleportation, what if they split up?
Great idea.
So,
They get flung to
So
the-
one goes one way, other one another, and then part of season 2, which is already green lit. I can only
I
assume,
have to assume.
is they have to come together.
Yeah.
And maybe one of them has the knife. I don't know how only one of them has the knowledge, but one of them has the knife.
One of them has the
I think
knowledge
you
and one
should
of them has the map.
Or can you split up a knife into 3 ways?
Yes.
Fantastic. Handle, blade, tip of blade.
Yeah, perfect.
I think you should do if you split up a dagger 3 ways, people might start assuming, oh wait, no, it doesn't get broken up, does it? Is it?
Mehrunes. No, I know what you
Mehrunes-
mean. Mehrunes razor or something.
Yeah, there's a dagger that gets
Well, make it
split up.
Mehrunes razor. Who gives a fuck? And then I think when they get split up, one of them should go to Hammerfell in the past. One of them should go to the Nord origin country that I think is also in the past. And let's
This
send.
is good. Okay, we've
got one more guy.
I spoke too soon. Go on.
So we'll send the other one to that coral atoll
Yeah.
where the gigantic fish people live.
Yep.
Oh no, to Akaviri where there's Yeti men.
In the
Future.
okay. So I was like, in the past, that is good. Now they've got a lot of time to come together.
Akaviri have a future?
In the
Akaviri
future.
Adam is the
Oh
future.
no!
Oh,
What
well,
the
then,
fuck did you just say?
In a metaphysical sense, Akaviri, which is Tamriel's and the Elder Scrolls sort of like Asia analog, full of snake people, that is the future.
So it's a place.
I thought it was also destroyed. Isn't it gone?
No. Akaviri?
They destroyed.
Not
their
at all,
future?
dude.
That's funny because that's where the
no.
blades come from.
Yeah.
The blades being a faction
They're
and not a
the
weapon.
bodyguards of the Emperor.
You're
The-
thinking maybe
from
of
the
Yokuda, which is the
Oh.
past, which is where the men from Hammerfell came from.
Okay.
Wait, there's
maybe.
a past place.
Yeah, Yokuda is the past, which is where we've sent Travago, let's say.
and that's a place.
That's a place.
but it's also the past.
Yeah, and the Red Guards surfed the changing world to arrive in Tamriel in the present.
Surfed.
I think it is something like that. Or they
Wait, what do you mean? As in, like, what you
like
do?
imagine the change from one world, from the fourth world to the fifth, was a wave. They rode that wave.
fourth world and the fifth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
They-
Akaviri is the sixth, but it's also a real place.
When you say world,
I
what do you
mean, like a
planet?
reality, I guess.
Reality.
Yeah.
I think you should do a B plot with something to do with that invasion where it's like someone kind of realizing that, hey, this is like just a pretext to do something that the Thalmor are doing. And I like that if you ending season 1 with that B plot wrapping up as whoever's like, that are like just at the edge of uncovering the conspiracy, and then the Thalmor find out and kill them.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And then you can have a new B plot season.
What
2.
about this? So to get even more weirdness in there, we discover through this person's B plot that the Thalmor have actually been working with Sheer Gorath.
Sure.
And when they this guy discovers what they're doing, the Thalmor, instead of killing him, they fire a beam from the Wabberjack, which is the Sheer Gorath's special weapon. Which
Every god has a special weapon.
Oh yeah,
and this
I'm
turns
across-
the guy who's uncovered the conspiracy into a rabbit.
Sure.
Because now,
Or a wheel of cheese.
or a wheel of cheese. And now this wheel of cheese,
Okay.
if we can figure out a way to turn him back, he knows the secrets.
Good.
I like the B story ending season 1
Good.
and then a new
Fair
B
enough,
story.
fair enough.
But I mean, like, it's your sure.
Could you, instead of a rabbit or a wheel of cheese, and this has to be, could you turn that into a lizard, and that lizard needs to go bite a sap to turn him into
That's a great idea.
Argonian?
That's a
And
great
that's
idea.
the way to get the knowledge. And maybe, because we're doing with time shit, that could be was a lizard.
Yeah, okay.
If
There
you
you
want.
go. That's the big reveal of season 2.
Yeah.
And that we call
I'm
it
joining in.
Elder Scrolls.
The show.
The show.
The Elder Scrolls, the show, the cat, the lizard.
What if we just call it the Elder Scrolls show?
Have like a cartoon intro.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls, the show.
One of them's a cat
Elder-
with
they're like
dragging
all-
nipples. One of them's a cat, but actually a man.
They're all like running towards the screen, one by one, being introduced by like jumping in the air.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful
Well,
stuff.
Yeah.
We're done.
Hey,
Hey, if you
Hey.
liked any of our pitches and you wanna expand on them or comment on them, or if I'm sure we got, at least me and Adam got some Elder Scrolls lore wrong. If you want to yell
Also,
at
hit
us,
us up with your Argonian or Khajiit name.
yeah, please do. You can email us at bsboyspod@gmail.com.
leave them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube.
Or on Spotify, you can leave comments as well. If you'd like to support us,
oh, yes.
you can subscribe to Baseless Speculation Plus, where you get a ad-free episodes and access to an infrequent, but not that infrequent, episode of our bonus podcast where I watch Shang-Chi.
Of course he does.
And then I tell you about what I fucking thought of it.
yeah, he loves to. He
What I
loves
really
to lie
like-
to his good friend that he's watching once again Shang-Chi, and we come down, and I don't know why I do this, but then I will often watch Shang-Chi in preparation to refresh my memory on that.
That's on
movie,
you, brother.
And to sit down, and then he says, "I've watched Disney's Dinosaurs,"
Yeah.
and I go, "Oh, never mind."
That's the latest
Can I
episode,
give you an
Disney's
impre-
Dinosaurs.
An
Yeah.
impression of Jackson telling us about the bonus
Please
show.
do.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you can watch sometimes our, occasional sideshow where we.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Go
my
on my
impression.
phone.
Yeah, go on. Well, I had to
Well, he's
jump
getting-
to the
he's-
freaking emails. People email in at bsboyspod@gmail.com.
Couldn't do that after you were done talking.
No,
I
well,
couldn't.
and of course, you could, of course, support us either through our website, SANSPANTS Radio, directly there, or through Apple Podcasts. You can
Just a click.
Just a click there as well.
and you'd be doing us a huge favor. Okay, we get some funny emails, some crazy emails today. Crazy in that they feel, I don't know. Anyway, we'll go through them. So the first email, I guess anonymous because they haven't signed with their name, and it's a stock image of a child at a computer,
Oh, yeah.
like a baby, and then they've got the caption, "Just went to the beach that makes you young," and that's it.
Well, I guess it's very similar to the beach that makes you old.
Yeah, but is it based off a riff we did?
Potentially. I don't remember what we did in the start of this episode.
Hey, that's a good point.
So I reckon the beach that makes you young is either maybe or potentially a great pitch for another movie.
Yes, that's
Like,
true.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan's The Young Beach.
The young beach,
What-
the
what
beach
do
that
we-
makes you young.
What do we think?
I think, well, that you. Well, I'm just remembering what happens in the beach that makes you old.
Oh, what happens in the end? It's real stupid.
It's really stupid. It's like the babies grow up to be adults and then swim away somehow.
Yeah, what isn't the reason they're doing it? There was a reason they're making these people go old. Was to study an illness?
I
remember.
Yeah,
it
it's
being
got something to do with magnets, maybe.
stupid. Anyway,
Yeah.
I never saw it.
yeah.
That's
But I
my
like the beach
contribution.
that makes you young. I
I've
think
also-
that would be really
What?
good.
How do you know that then?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Hanging around
Probably
with
Dusha
these-
told us. I don't fucking know, dude.
Knuckle fucks too long.
Where
Yeah.
is? I just
Do you want
damn
to
it.
come up with your Argonian name with me? I bet there's
Okay,
an
you do
Argonian
that
name
while I try and
generator.
find
What's-
this email that I'm trying to read.
Name generator.
Okay. What? How do you? What do you mean? What do you?
All right, first
Okay.
name Joel,
Yeah. Oh, so yep. Okay.
surname
Yeah,
Zamet.
Zamet, yeah.
Your Argonian name is He Wore Magnes.
Okay, what if we
Awesome,
do Joel Herbazamet? Does that change?
Oh yeah,
things?
hang on, sorry.
Yeah. Just curious to see.
I
if
was
my
just
name
what I was
changes.
trying to find with this email
After
is
I
if
get
they'd
married,
signed
of
it, but
course.
they just hadn't. So it's
Okay.
another anonymous email, but we'll get this.
Yeah. I'm assuming it would probably be something similar.
Beamsy Netherlures.
Awesome, dude.
Netherlures.
Beamsy.
Beamsy.
I'm Beamsy the
Netherlords.
Blizzard Man.
Okay.
This is the next email.
Yeah.
This is the sort of topic of it is Naked Gun reboot sucked ass.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
it get good reviews? I know Adam hated it.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
very
can't stand
funny.
it.
but clearly some people didn't like
You
it.
can die and piss.
I've I guess heard both. I've heard
Sure.
but both sides, I
course.
guess. where I've heard it's very, very funny. I've heard it's very like, hey, we just don't really make these movies like, like this anymore, but it's refreshing almost.
That's how I found.
I haven't seen it, but I feel I would probably fall on the Jackson camp of this.
I thought it was funny.
Camp of this.
Yeah.
So was that the question? Was why did it?
Well,
get good
they
reviews?
then go to say, didn't laugh once. My theater was silent the entire time. When I was walking out, I heard a couple say that they got bored and wanted more action. Bizarre criticism, but fair enough. But it has an 88% critic and 73% audience rating.
Yeah.
At least it's short, not even 90 minutes, 85.
Oh.
Then they go on
Yeah.
to, and this is why this is equally unhinged. Maybe we asked people to do this. I couldn't tell you. 1, Haley Joel Osment.
Okay. Yes.
2, Joel Schumacher. 3, Joel Last of Us Miller. 4, Jolene, I'm begging you, please don't take my man. 5, Joel. 6, Ape Joel. 7, also Joel. 700, Joel McHale.
Interesting.
And
I think we're
they're
ranking
also-
Joel's. Oh,
They're written in different fonts for some reason.
Cool.
I could not tell you what's going on there.
sizes. Maybe we asked people to rank their Joels. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Thank you, I guess, for putting me below an ape.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know. I thought that the Naked Gun movie was like refreshingly stupid in a world where we don't really get that kind of comedy anymore. I thought that what's his name? Liam Neeson. I thought he was like a really funny protagonist. Not every joke landed for me, but there were so many that it kind of didn't matter. Like I was just laughing consistently enough. The wordplay was funny. The like kind of stupid
Slapstick
and background jokes. Like it was just consistently.
You a fan of like, you remember at least like something like the Naked Gun with Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I liked the old Naked Guns. I don't remember them super
like,
well, but and
I was gonna
Airplane
say,
and stuff like that. Like
how does it compare?
I honestly found it pretty similar. Like it's
I would agree there.
yeah, it feels a bit
That's
more
nice.
modern, I guess. Like just in terms of it is a more modern movie.
You could believe it was made by all the same people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird going through a comedy and no one is laughing because I also feel that will add to the vibe
Absolutely.
of it.
That'll make it
It's
seem
like
way
if someone
worse.
else isn't doing anything or it's not packed, whatever. I don't know. Comedy is such like a hard like
Oh yeah.
genre sometimes to get because what again it's all subjective. So yeah, it would really like if you're the only one having a good time, then you're like, oh, I best.
You're like, oh, I don't want to. Yeah,
not.
yeah.
And it's that weird thing of like is it like, oh hey, this is going to sound strange, but every morning in the shower, like I smile to myself, and just the action of doing that makes me have a good day, right? You see that online, people advice, whatever. I've never, but I don't do it because I'm like, that sounds weird.
It seems stupid, but it probably works.
But it probably works. Same thing about doing that, like power stance. People like, oh no, actually, it does actually trick your brain.
Well, I know definitely smiling tricks your brain into thinking you're happy. Like
maybe
it's like
having
this-
a good
so
time.
stupid.
Oh, brain's an idiot, dude.
Yeah.
I used to do
so
that when I
dumb.
worked at the bank and I was in a
Yeah.
pretty severe depression. I would, if I ever had to walk into the vault to do anything, I would stand in the vault alone and I would say, "You're gonna have a good day. You're gonna have a good
Did it
day."
work?
Mantras.
I
Sometimes at least.
Had a good day.
I'm still alive.
Well, hey, that's
had a
pretty
good
good, dude.
day.
We'll fucking
Yeah,
take
hey.
it. I think that the Naked Gun movie does have a very specific kind of humor, and if you don't find that kind of humor funny, and you can kind of tell pretty immediately, then you're just not
Yeah.
going to have a good time.
Like, you'll just bounce
I
off,
think there's because I hated the original Naked Guns as well. Oh, not hated. I dislike all the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
But the same creators also made Airplane and Top Secret.
Yeah.
Or Flying High, if you will, and Top Secret, which I think Airplane and Top Secret have. It feels very similar, but it is actually noticeously a different type of comedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas, the Naked Gun would have like the from the trailer that Liam Neeson bit where he comes in as the little schoolgirl or whatever, tears off his mask and it's Liam Neeson. Whereas Top Secret has one of my favorite jokes ever in anything, where the main characters are trying to like sneak into a secret base, military base. And they're like crawling up and they bump into, it's shot close up on them. They bump into a pair of like army boots and then it slowly pans out, and it's just a pair of army boots sitting there. That's different to me.
Yeah, I kind of. Hey, I think Liam Neeson being the little girl is. I don't know if it's just because I saw it in the trailer a lot. It's like one of the weaker jokes in it.
Yeah.
But the moment I knew I was going to love the Naked Gun movie is when he's like fighting off the bank robbers in the very first scene, and they like pull a gun on him, and he flicks it out of the way. And then somebody pulls a gun on him again, and he just grabs the gun and tears it in half. And I was like, "That's funny. I'm going to enjoy this movie." But if that's not your style of humor, then
I guess
you won't.
hey, this is the buy-in. If that bounces off you,
then you're out.
There are a few moments that I enjoyed, like I think we already had this conversation where he kicks out the window. He's like trapped in that self-driving car. He kicks out the front window and gets hit by bugs or something like that. And then there's some people, there's that classic trope in a movie of people carrying a plane of glass across a road, except they're carrying a windscreen, which then
it's like the windscreen goes out, bees go in, like a bunch of gas goes in, and he's like, "Whoa!"
That was funny. I liked that.
And then the
that was
windscreen
funny.
goes on top.
Yeah, and he's like, he's trapped.
That's funny.
That's funny, dude.
That's funny.
And last email, this was from Samuel. Hi, BS boys. After listening to the Tron episode, I thought I should mention to you guys that I have a cousin named Matthew Jackson. Although for some reason, he has the nickname Chewy. I've never called him Matthew my entire life. I thought his name was Chewy until I was like 16. Just a dumb little thing I was thinking of when you were talking about your Matthew Jackson.
Yeah.
My brother is hyped to see the new Tron. I know it will be bad, but I will watch it with him. Wish you guys the best, Samuel. Well, that's another potential Jackson person that I could start one of the world's greatest podcasts with.
Unfortunately, if Matt Jackson, that we know, gets in there first, they could then do
we are both named Matthew Jackson. We're going to Edinburgh Fringe and going to have the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, and they only need Matt Jackson. They don't need Matt Jackson Bailey. They just have Matt Jackson.
I'm fucked on this.
That's
boys.
it.
Pretty fucked.
I'm fucked on this.
Can I ask why are you both agreeing that because I basically know nothing about this Neutron movie. I've not really looked into it at all. Both of you are in
Jared Leto is the lead.
Jared Leto
I was about to ask,
is
how do you know?
Jared Leto's the main guy.
Yeah. So
I wonder who he emailed. I wonder who he mailed condoms to this time.
To really get into character of being a person from the internet.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna stink, which is a shame because we recently watched the two Trons and I had a good time with them.
Yeah, and hey, maybe his contribution to the film is very small. And he's there for some reason. They're just using him in marketing as he's going to be the main
he's a producer.
He could be a producer that isn't in the film.
Maybe he's just in it for money.
Because other people are in this film that I remember being that would be. Yeah,
there's some good actors in there, but it's a good cast other than Jared Leto. But he's going to wreck them.
I think frustratingly,
Evan
Jared
Peters
Leto
is in it. So if you go to IMDb, and I know that might mean nothing, but you just at the top cast, Jared Leto is third.
Okay, third billing.
And that's
but he is the Ares in Tron Ares.
But Tron, the character of
that's a good
Tron,
point. He's barely in the Tron movies.
He's barely in.
That's a good point.
He's barely in Tron 2, and often Tron. He spends most of the time Tron 2 as Rinsler.
Yeah, he is Rinsler.
Whoa, they got Jeff Bridges to come back again.
They sure
and he
did,
exploded in Tron Legacy, so we'll see what happens there.
Digital jazz,
man. Digital jazz. Is this a good Jeff Bridges?
Hassan Minaj is in it?
I'm Jeff Bridges. He actually's got that kind of...
That's better.
I'm Jeff Bridges. Oh,
yeah, that's the one where he kind of talks back on
I'm Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
You need to fill your mouth with air more.
Yeah.
I'm Jeff Bridges.
Too much.
That's it's closer though. Yeah. I think.
Man, the rug really tied the room together. The rug. I feel like I can almost do Jeff Bridges in that Cowboy Coen Brothers movie.
Hell or High Water.
No, wrong. We watched it together kind of recently.
True Grit.
Yeah, True Grit Jeff Bridges where he goes, well... little lady, I don't know if I can be your bounty hunter. I'm an alcoholic. Oh, snake pitcher.
I like is it the Bad Times at the El Royale?
Oh yeah,
Bad Times at the El Royale.
That was it.
Yeah, I like his stunned face. He sometimes does. It's just a good face.
Is he in that one?
Yeah, he's the preacher.
He's the preacher, brother.
Wow.
Oh, he is too. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
So
I
love his just stunned little face he does. It's good.
Well,
he's just
he does a lot of
he's good. This might
mouth
sound
movements.
odd. I don't know, but he's a very good mouth actor.
He's a great mouth actor.
Have
one
you
of the
seen
best.
Hello, High Water?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It's a good Jeff Bridges movie.
I do like Jeff Bridges.
I remember, bad time at the El Royale. Apparently, most people didn't like that.
That's
film.
crazy. I thought that movie was
I
great.
had a lovely
Dude,
time with that
and
film.
Chris
I really-
Hemsworth.
Oh god damn!
Jesus Christ! I remember the moment Chris Hemsworth comes in shirtless, gripping the arms of. I was like that. You know that lady that saw Michael B. Jordan in.
Oh yes,
In Black Panther,
and tore through
bit,
her. Yeah.
bit so hard. It
Tore through her retainer.
Yeah, destroyed her retainer because she was
Yeah.
just so.
Like god damn! I get that.
I was like that
Michael
for
B.
Chris
Jordan
Hemsworth,
tore
dude.
her
He was,
retainer or
oh my
something
god!
as
Oh yeah,
well,
and
yeah.
oh, dude. There's a lot of hotties out there. Well,
Yeah. A lot
Adam,
of hotties.
Thank you so much for coming on Baseless
Thank you for
Speculation.
having me.
Speaking of hotties,
Speaking of hotties, obviously people can hear you and me and Zamet on D&D is for Nerds, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast we do here on the SANSPANTS Radio Network. They can also hear you on the Further Adventures of the Grey Hill Free Company.
They
Can hear you on Beyond the Map, which is a horror-themed
Lots of
role-playing
role-playing
lots of
thing we
tabletop
do.
RPGs.
Yeah, dude. All over the fucking
Find
place.
me also at Retro Archetype on various social medias.
Absolutely.
I'm doing Blue Sky now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely. 100% locking in.
I'm locking in. I'm
Yeah.
doing Blue Sky. I made a Blue Sky the other day.
Oh,
it was very
sweet.
funny.
I got like an invite real early on for Blue Sky, and
Yeah.
I just can't be fucked.
I think my last tweet got 7 likes.
Oof.
Bro.
No, I kind of love it. It's like being a guy in the. It's like being a guy in the wasteland. That's what it feels like, dude.
Ooh.
Except instead of meeting ghouls, you're meeting robots that are like, the cat hates the mouse, and then show you Tom and Jerry.
Oh.
And on that note, I've been Jackson Bailey.
I've been Joel Zammett.
I've been Adam, or as the Argonian call me, Woodner Androleash.
And well, we've been the Elder Scroll Boys.
Yeah. Goodbye.